Oh, we got a shark attack, baby. It's the Megalodon Orochi. Come on, come on. Come on, let's see if we can get this guy. Can we get the Titan kill with the Megalodon? We got a shark attack coming, baby. We got a shark attack coming. You can do it. Boom! Titan Slayer! Yes!
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Whatever time it is in your neck of the woods, this is Tony, and welcome to today's video. Today will be the first of many. This is going to be a new series we're starting. It's going to be Tony WR's Top 5 series. I have many topics I want to cover, but the first and most important is going to be 5 tips on how to win more games and improve as a player. These are tips and topics that I cover in many of my videos in the past. As you guys know, I like to include my mental process and my approach to the game in my commentary. I like to talk through my thought process so you guys know what I'm thinking and when I'm thinking, and share little tips and tricks that I learned over my years of gaming. Without further ado, let's hop right on in to the first number. Number 5, positioning and map knowledge. You say, Tony, what does positioning mean? What does map knowledge mean? So positioning is putting yourself in an advantageous position to either win that gunfight or stay behind cover to not get hit, or know where to be when the opponent is pushing, things of that nature. So for example, there's some areas on some maps where you could shoot over cover that they can't shoot back. If you also have flames or rockets and someone is behind cover, you could shoot to either side to get that splash on them. Also, moving and navigating the map, knowing which routes to take to put you at the least danger. So like on Springfield, for example, I like to push up on the top platform section. Why? Because that's a huge map. I run mostly a brawling hangar, all close range weapons. So I'm going to try to keep my engagement short. If I run out in the open, if I run to the farm and then run to Center Beacon, I'm at a huge disadvantage. By the time I get there, I'm going to take on a huge amount of damage and I can't return any of the fire. So these people are getting free damage on me because my weapons are close range. So that is an example of what I mean by that. Next, number 4. Know all your robot's abilities, cooldowns, range, etc. This also applies for weapons. So what does this mean? Well, this means, so if you know your robot's cooldowns, you know after you use your ability, you know you have to take some cover and wait for it to recharge, or put yourself at an advantaged position so you could avoid incoming damage while you're waiting for that. People could also use advanced healing in this time, phase shift, things like that. It's really important to know the other robots' cooldowns as well. So when I first started, I didn't know anything in this game. So imagine I'm a brand new player. I started from the bottom up. All the low level robots, Fujins, Griffins, Kazakhs, all these things have minimal abilities. But as you go up in the ranks, the robots start to get more and more complex. With that complexity, it can be very confusing for new players. So it's good to learn step by step as you're working your way up the ranks. Learn all these different robots, learn their cooldowns. So when you're in these 1v1 fights, oh, okay, this Ares just used his ability. Well, he has, 16, 18 seconds, 20 seconds, whatever it is. He has a long cooldown now before his ability is going to recharge. And adversely, if you're fighting a nemesis, he's going to get his ability back in 5 seconds, for example. So knowing these things is really going to help you in those 1v1 engagements. Same thing with weapons. If you see someone has cryos, you're going to be safe beyond 300 meters. If someone has sonics, you'll be safe beyond 200 meters. If someone has energy machine guns, you're going to be safe beyond 500 meters. And knowing How much ammo they have is crucial as well. So if I know someone's using the Punisher tees and I know they've been firing for a long time, they're about to run out of ammo, or they're about to have a very long reload. So I know that's probably a great time for me to push. Okay, on to the next subject, number 3. Play the OBJ, aka the objective. Knowing when and where. For example, knowing when to push and where to defend. Knowing when to attack, when to fall back, things in that nature. So, if you're playing Beacon Rush, your primary objective is to capture those beacons and hold those beacons. It's unlike domination because you can spawn right back in on that beacon. So if you give up your home beacon, you're gonna get a bunch of robots spawning in there. People, if they're smart, they're gonna spawn in shells, Fenrirs, invaders, tanky robots, so you can't get them out of there. Next thing you know, they're gonna be spawning all their titans, and you're spawn rated, and your team lost, and you guys are in a world of trouble. So that's what I mean by things like that. On to the next topic, which is very, very important. Number 2, respect the opponent and maintain your composure. So what I frequently see a lot of people do is they get cocky, they get complacent, they don't have respect for their opponents. In my experience in life and in gaming, the moment you lose respect for your opponent, you have lost yourself. You lose that competitive sharpness. You lose that keenness to paying attention to what is going on. You're no longer sharp. You don't have that fear. You don't have that killer instinct. You're complacent. And it's just a matter of time before you get taken out. So it's very important to always respect your opponent. Maintaining your composure. This is also very important. People always say, Tony, I don't know how you stay so calm in the midst of all this chaos in these battles. You guys see me on stream, in my videos, in the stream as well, but mostly the stream, I would say. I have so much going on. I'm getting hit from a million angles, and I'm calm. I'm talking calm. I've been training to do that my whole life. I mean, this comes from real life experience and gaming experience. But in my experience overall, getting nervous, getting tense in those intense situations will lead you to failure, will lead you to emotional and mental breakdown. That's when bad things happen in matches. So what I do is I remain calm. I see what's going on. Who am I getting attacked by? Where am I getting attacked from? What can I do? Is there an opening? Where can I move? Can I move around? Can I move around the flank and go take their beacon? Things like that. Always, always, always maintaining that calm, maintaining that composure in the face of calamity and chaos. That is a huge, huge thing. All right, on to number 1, and this is the most important, guys. Learn from your mistakes and your losses. Notice I put losses in quotations. If you adjust and learn from what just went wrong and why, you can turn that L into a learning lesson instead of a loss. There's always something to be learned in any game, in any life, in whatever you're doing. We can't win them all. We know this. We know this in life. We know this in games. It applies through universally. But what we can do is learn from those experiences. Learn why was I winning 75% of the match and then it all fell to pieces? Okay, well, I went and tried to push that 4th or 5th beacon when I didn't need to. I left my home beacons vulnerable. They capped it. They dropped a Titan there. Spawn raided my team. And here I am by myself trying to get some spawn kills on them. And I just threw the whole match. You need to understand the role you're playing within a match. Sometimes it's not to be the assassin out there killing everybody. Sometimes what the team needs is for you to just sit on that beacon. Even if that means nobody's coming over there right now, you know that beacon's guarded and that beacon's accounted for. Once you give that up, you're given the matchup, because sometimes you can't bounce back from things like that, especially in Beacon Rush. If you're playing something like TDM, where the playing objective is to kill the other people and not be killed, well then your objective's a little different there. So going back to number 3, where I say play the objective, in that game mode, it's cool to camp, it's cool to hang back, it's cool to just wander in the periphery and not really go out there, because you don't have to defend those beacons as much. Same thing in domination. You don't need to worry about your home beacon as much, is because you spawn right there and that's easily taken back. What you need to do is your secondary home and center beacon, those are your main focus. And if the opponent leaves their secondary home beacon open and you could take that from center, go ahead and do that. I wouldn't waste a ton of robots trying to get back your home beacon in domination, because it's easily gotten back and your opponent can't spawn there, so it's not as big of a deal. Now something like free-for-all, for example, your objective is to get the most amount of kills in that match. So what you need to do in free-for-all is you need to play smart, you need to be fast and aggressive, you need to steal kills, you need to be able to finish off kills in a quick and efficient fashion. It's not all about who could do the most damage in free-for-all, it's who can get the most kills. Okay, and as far as that will be our first top 5 installment. As I said, I have many more planned. I have a notebook in front of me with all the topics I plan on covering. If you guys do like this, please share, please leave it down in the comments, leave a like, and subscribe if you haven't already. This is really important. I like to expand and try different content out, and the way I gauge if I'm going to continue doing it is if it is popular, if it gets a lot of views, if it gets a lot of likes, things like that. So if you guys do like it and care to share it, I would really, really appreciate it. I appreciate you guys so much. Hope everyone has a great day and keep coming back.